All right, so up first, we have to, in order to remove the headliner, we have to remove these little pillars and the handles that hold them in place. The way to do that is you pump out these little pieces that are right here, these little covers. You can use a knife, anything with a little small blade, but they just pop right out. Use a flathead screwdriver if you have one with a skinny enough tip, but they just come right out. And then you remove this bolt that's in here. It's a 5.5 millimeter. I know it's a little dark on the video. I have to do something about light later on. I'll have to get a deep well. Alright, got the deep well. Or did I? Size is 6 millimeter. Sorry, 5.5. Gotta go grab it. Yeah, just better start recording before I take it out. Alright. Come on. There it goes. And it just pops it right on off. Just got a couple brackets that hold it in place. Bring it a little closer. Got this one here, and this one here, and then just those two bolts. Pops right out. Alrighty, got my star bit. I'm gonna take off this one here. There's one here at the bottom. And as soon as you start it, it starts coming down. Let's see. Just let it pull down. On the back side, there's a clip right here. Looks like. Go grab a small flathead. Be right back. Alright, got my flathead. There's a little tab right here. You just push down on it so the catch will slide underneath. And there you go. Now this I will be redoing as well. Now I do not have a sewing machine, so me and my wife will be hand sewing this and putting it back. So yeah, that'll be a tedious task, but I think it'll look good once it's all done. Now we have these bracket here where it supports the other side of the sun visor. I'm going to leave that in place until I get everything else undone, so that I have stuff holding it in place up here. That way it's not all leaning down and getting in my way as I'm working, because this is, this is a 2003, so it's now 23 years old, and I've had it since 2010. So it's had a few issues I was not aware of when I bought it. Someone had disconnected the check engine light so that it wouldn't come on, and found that out when I was trying to get the AC fixed the first time. So, but it's been reliable. I haven't had a breakdown on me, so knock on wood. Each one of these projects I'll be doing will be done over a week span, so that if at any point in time I need to use the Jeep again, I can. It runs, it goes from point A to point B, no issues there. So I just have to be able to make sure it's up and running to avoid any issues. But yeah, I will reposition this camera so that we can just shoot from the back. I'll finish taking off the rest of this and get this done. Alright, so I grab a few tools to make sure I didn't have to run back and forth, but grabbed another flathead, and then two more different size Phillips heads, because the heads of these screws you want to make sure you have the right size for, otherwise you'll strip them out. And on these vehicles you don't want to do that, make them harder to get out. So on this display here, there's one screw at the very front of it that you have to take out. It's not very big, very short, but you don't want to strip them. Alright, let me go grab my little wedge. This little plastic orange wedge so we don't destroy anything here. There we go. And just one wire. Oh no, we got two here. That's clipped in. Alright, so we got a plug at the bottom, plug at the top. And then that slides off actually. I don't see any one tab. That comes apart easy. And this looks like it just comes out. Maybe. Well, to be honest, I could probably get away just leaving that hanging. Let's go ahead and attach that so it's not putting stress right on it. Oh, yeah. That's why you gotta be careful with this old stuff. Everything's dry rotted. Thankfully, that's not gonna hurt anything. A little clip just to hold the extra clip wire in there. And I'll go over to the other side. Take off the front one first this time. The pain in the butt. I'll take off these. And I left it in the garage. Don't want to lose it anywhere. I know you're going to fall out. There we go. Alright. On to the next side. Next, we got these handles, passenger handles. They do have lights, so we'll have a cord to disconnect on them as well. That is Phillips head. Yeah. Some light in here. Alright, so it's a star bit. Don't drop it. Yeah. Somewhere where it don't fall. It's kind of hard to hold this spring open, and it's probably been easier to grab my drill. Oh, lights on the back side of it. So no, you won't have to disconnect any wires. Just have to cut that out whenever you're doing the liner. You have your garment hook for those high-class people or anybody wanting to keep an item on a hook while they're traveling. And that's a star bit as well. I guess it'd probably be easier if I put this headlamp on. Might shed some light for y'all too. Kind of gloomy right now, overcast. So, pretty straightforward. I'll close that back, leave the screw in there so I don't lose it. And it's on to the other side. Grab my other lamp, that one turn back on. Alright. Since I have these down, I might replace these bulbs just to put new ones in there. Give a little brighter appearance back here. I know they make black lights you can put in there too for those of you that like to get crazy like that, but just remember, it shows bodily fluids. Ask my wife, she watches enough of those crime shows to know. Alright. Pop this off. Remember, if you don't want to have tears on the edge of your plastic, use a very fine tooth knife or flathead so you don't have the pry marks. And that one's done as well. It looks pretty clean in there, no corrosion. Awesome, so on to the back. Alright guys, these little two plugs here, these, nothing really holds them in place, they're just inserts. Just pull them on out, one on both sides. What they do is they house it for back here. If you put car seats or something like that, you can strap them in. Put the light there. This light, there's no screws that hold it in place, so get your little shim tool right underneath there. Remember, old, be careful. I'm sure you could buy these to replace them, but for people that have a budget or don't want to have to go through the hassle of replace them because there's nothing wrong with them, just pull it on out. Just be careful. Then has a little plug on it, tab on the back. Put that off to the side. And yeah, you can see it's old. Got heated up back here from 23 years of Florida. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, same thing over here. Pull that down. And then next, you just have these plastics removed. See how it does? I don't see any holes. Not on the outside. Yep. Pull that one off. And then same thing over here. And yes, you still want to be careful with these too. You can see them flexing. So thankfully these aren't fully dry rotted or destroyed yet. Watch the corners, you don't want to break those. There you go. And the same thing with this. Turn the camera. Start at one side. There's little clips that hold the headliner in place, so be careful taking this down. Come on, there you go. These little pieces here, the headliner goes in between there, and that clamps it in place to keep it from moving. But now that's everything that's holding it back here. Go back to the front, remove that clip, and then this whole piece will come off. And Phillips. Always close the knife after you're done using it. Oh wait, Phillips head. Kind of surprised it didn't come down. I wonder if there's more holding it in place. So I don't think there's anything else behind here. I think it's just because the cardboard. You do want to be careful though. You don't want to bend this too much and crease it when you're taking it out. Looks like I'm gonna have to take these pillars off. I already started this one. You can just let them hang. Nothing holds them in place. Some leaves behind there. But those will get a thorough cleaning before they go back on. Same thing with this side. Pull off the little cap for the seat belt. You just have to pop the tops on this side, on these. Nothing's holding that in place now. There's a gap up here. So, nothing holding it tight. Go to the other side. Tool back there, pry it out. Same thing with this one. Now, there are wires that are ran on top of all of this that run everything to the back for speakers and everything like that. Alright, that's loose. So before I start taking it down, I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's nothing over there, but this is the line that runs the fluid into your rear windshield washer or wiper. So just be careful when taking these off. Make sure you're always checking, because once I put the new one on, all of this has to go back up too. Peel these wires off. Careful with them. see if we can get this out without destroying anything. It's probably best if I take these headrests out. Fold the seat down. More working. And the top of this roof liner here, this headliner, is fiberglass. So be very careful pulling it out too. You don't want to get that all over you if you crack it. A little wire to take off and that's it. That's it, people. All done. And I'll show you the process as I go through replacing it as well when I go to measure out, cut, glue the other one on there and install it. Like one of the pieces of the preformed styrofoam came off. Let's get that back on there. There you are. Bare metal roof. I don't see any rust up there. That is great to see. And that's why we're replacing it. That, and I think the red and black looks snazzy. It's my son's favorite color, but he doesn't take it. I'm sure someone might. So next step will be replacing the fabric and then reinstalling it. So I think altogether, start to finish, other than stopping to grab tools, maybe an hour. I mean, that's giving it. I think you could have all that done 15 minutes maybe and have it out. The hardest part is just, going slow. You don't want to break them plastics. So if anybody else out there does it, just remember, go slow.